So it's been a minute since the last time I've posted, but today we're going to be talking about something I don't usually talk about. Obviously, I talk a lot about just individual matches, but today we're going to talk about a title run, and a title run that I certainly enjoyed indeed. And it was from 2021, and the infamous Matt Cardona run with the GCW World Heavyweight Championship belt. So yeah, this was one that got GCW fans riled up for quite a bit when this all went down, and there was an infamous match as well, a death match involved as well, with an infamous ending as well to the match, which we're going to be talking about as well. But this was one of my favorite angles and sort of I don't usually, as I say, I usually just talk about sort of individual matches here, but we're going to be talking about a title run instead, with, as I said, an infamous match. So this all started basically with everybody was building up towards GCW doing a match between big AEW star Jon Moxley and the beloved GCW star Nick Gage, and we were waiting for this sort of death match to come around. But before we can get to that, some brilliant booking from GCW, because this all started. We'll go right to the start here, and we might as well go right down to Matt Cardona's brilliant debut at GCW, which started this angle. Obviously, early in the year, we had a lot of releases from WWE, and one of those names was Zack Ryder. As everybody thought he was going to end up at either AEW, or he was at Impact for a while, but we never saw this one coming. So it was at the GCW Zombie Walk Show on June 6, 2021. We had Nick Gage in the ring at the end of the main event, and we had G-Raven's Druids then make an entrance to the ring. They so the Druids surround Nick Gage, and he proceeds to take quite a few of them out, just launch them out the ring, whatever, until he's staring at the crowd, and there's one Druid left, and nobody saw this one coming. And so the Druid behind him in question then starts doing some mannerisms of Jon Moxley, starts doing the old shoulder number that Moxley likes to do, and at this point the crowd starts going bloody wild at this. Everyone starts freaking out. The next one we know, this Druid then grabs, who's hooded by the way, who grabs Nick Gage and then delivers the paradigm shift, or the Death Rider, whatever you want to call it. And at this point then, everybody in the venue at the Showboat Atlantic City is going absolutely crazy. Absolutely, everyone's just chanting Moxley, it must be Moxley. Until he reveals his hood, takes his hood off, and it turns out to be Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, the ex-WWE guy. And we know Mox is an ex-WWE, but because of his previous history, he gets a pass, I think, with GCW fans. But when you've got the full-blown, big-bodied, build, tanned WWE guy come in then to challenge Nick Gage for the GCW World title, the way he took his mask off and the whole crowd reacted, this made some headlines the next day, because I think GCW was one of those promotions not many people saw Matt Cardona sort of going to, especially after what you did at WWE. So yes, this was the catalyst. This started off this intriguing story for the GCW, and the reaction that Matt Cardona got from the crowd, like, he was hated, properly hated. So then obviously we were going to get the build towards this match, and then the match finally came. The match at it was GCW. Let me get this right. Yep, it was GCW Homecoming, July 21st, 2021. And my goodness, so this was the death match we were going to sort of talk into, and I would definitely go and watch this for just the match itself was really good, but just for that infamous ending. We've seen Nick Gage entrances before. He is beloved by the crowd. When he comes out, he is surrounded by his fans. It's incredible to see, and I would imagine be incredible to be part of as well. There's nobody quite like his connection with the fans like Nick Gage does. And then when you've got Matt Cardona coming out, how he made it to the ring is unbelievable. Mind you, there's no guardrails at GCW, really, most of their events. So yeah, he comes out, and it is pandemonium, utter pandemonium. There's people right in his face, giving him the fingers. There's some fans obviously know that he's into his action figures, and they actually had some wrestling figures hung with little nooses, which was kind of creepy in a way. And yeah, I've never seen a man manage to make it to the ring. So yeah, so the match starts, and it's Nick Gage is clearly the big baby face. And credit to Matt Cardona, I think this was his first death match. He was wearing all white, so Well, you're gonna add to the effects there, aren't you? When you wear all white in a death match. So yeah, they got into this match. They got into it, and credit to Matt Cardona taking light tube shots and obviously doing the pizza cutter spots. Somebody who's never experienced this before, even though he's very, very, very hated. So the match continues, and we see other spots. We see spots with panes of glass. We see spots with doors, and obviously Matt Cardona is given all the heel, you know, jumping out of the ring, not want to fight, dealing with the crowd, telling them to F off. And then, so yeah, obviously being that there's Matt Cardona, the ex-WWE guy, might suggest there might be a screwy finish. And we got that. So the way this worked out, so we had the infamous 440H stable, which I think is led by Articus Cougar, come out. They've obviously had beef with Nick Gage for quite a while now. So they disrupt the match. They're beating down Engage, and of all the people to come out, to save Nick Gage in this match, Ricky Shane Page then comes out to even up the numbers, hopefully, and everybody's cheering because obviously we all know the Ricky Shane Page Nick Gage feud, which was a crazy match at the end of that as well. I'm sure I'm gonna have to rewatch and report on that match as well, and the Ricky Shane Page Nick Gage feud. But anyway, he comes out, bit of a shock. No one saw him coming out to save Gage. Takes out all the 440H guys, and you think to yourself, wow, this is interesting. Hopefully we can get back onto the match. No, weren't we wrong? So the next thing that happens is Ricky Shane Page decides to give one big low blow to Nick Gage. Then Matt Cardona puts a couple bundles over Gage's head, and then we get the infamous Zack Ryder finisher. And the ref hits 1, the ref hits 2, and when the ref hit 3, my God, this reaction of this GCW. We all know GCW crowd is a bit crazy, a bit mental, and they're very vocal. And this wasn't a popular decision, even though when you think about it in the long run, in the hindsight, this was a great decision. But like to have Cardona go over and just watch the crowd's reaction, it's not just boos, it's not just hissing, it's not just FUs. This Matt Cardona, Nick Gage lying in the ring, and the referee get utterly pelted with empty bottles, empty beer cans, anything that the fans could literally throw into the ring was chucked. And it is some bloody view. If you see the post-match like pictures on Instagram and that, my God, and Matt Cardona trying to lift his belt up, covered in blood, giving the fingers to everyone. All the fans are just, the amount of crap that gets thrown into the ring as well. It's something to behold. So Matt Cardona went over. He won the GCW World Title, and this is where things got even better for me, because the trolling this man does to piss off the GCW crowd is he goes all out. So after he wins the title, the next day he's in Disneyland. We all know Matt Cardona is a big Disneyland guy, and him and his wife go there the next day, and he's going about with the GCW heavyweight title around Disneyland to annoy the GCW fan base. And then just for the next couple of months, why he holds on to this title, the amount of trolling this man does. I loved all his stuff on Instagram. So he did a list of things he was going to do to improve GCW, which was really funny. I think one of them was he was going to get Brett Lauderdale an actual suit. He did stuff like in his defenses as well, being a heel. None of them were like meaningful defenses. They were all against jobbers, like local jobbers or people, other heels that were going to lay down for him. Because I remember one of them, he came out dressed, this was brilliant. He started calling himself the king of the Deathmatch. And then in one of his matches, he came full on dressed. Like, do you remember when Vince McMahon was the ECW world champion and he came out all the black headband and the gloves and that? Exactly how Matt Cardona came dressed out trolling the fans again, just like with more. And the fans of this man started calling the GCW fan base the GCW universe. That was really going to get on the nerves of GCW fans. You got to remember, GCW are kind of the complete and utter opposite of WWE in every possible thinkable way. So, as I said, he had some pretty pointless defenses of the title. And this is why I like the long-term booking. So as I said earlier, we were all waiting for the Nick Gage Moxley match. Nick Gage being the champion at the time. But what they've done now is putting the title on Cardona. Well, that had to change obviously at some points. We got to the Art of War game show, which was on the September 5th to 2021, which was one of my favorite shows of the whole year. When I found out GCW were going to be doing, let's face it, a War Games show, it was like, somebody might actually die in this. So yeah, at the end of the War Games, we had the King of the Deathmatch, Matt Cardona, come out with the belt, just really annoying the fans with his wife, Chelsea Green. And he had a match with Frank the Clown, and obviously Frank the Clown being a heel as well in Independence was going to lay down for this guy, and it wasn't a match. Obviously, Matt Cardona just straight up pins him. But then we finally get a bit of revenge. The Druids come back out. Ooh, more Druids. Matt Cardona's a bit confused here. He goes, "Why are these Druids here?" True enough, kind of the same as last time. Dispatches of a few, and then there's one left. And who do you think it's going to be? It wasn't Nick Gage. No. Who do you think that last Druid was going to be? That's right. Jon Moxley then turns up to deliver a Death Rider or a Paradigm Shift. Picked up the 1, 2, 3. Very, very quick fucking win. As Matt Cardona kept calling this, it was the Chicago screw job. So it was obviously comparing it to Montreal. Yeah, as I said, we finally got the belt off Cardona, which made the fans very, very happy. I was a bit gutted. I kind of wanted this to go on a bit longer. As I said, I enjoyed all the trolling on Instagram. I enjoyed all of Matt Cardona's promos, and you should definitely listen to all his promos on GCW. He doesn't hold back, and he's very good at winding up fans. He's a classic heel, absolute classic heel. So yeah, as I said, he dropped the belt to Moxley, which then was going to set up Jon Moxley versus Nick Gage. I think they did it at the next Homecoming, event the next year. I need to research that again. But yeah, they were going to so it was going to be Moxley and Gage for the GCW title instead of what we thought was going to be Gage with the title with Moxley challenging. So this obviously kind of made sense because then we got the feel good moment of Nick Gage winning his GCW heavyweight title back from Jon Moxley in another fantastic match, which had Mick Foley on commentary, and he's a funny man. That guy should do more commentary. But anyway, I'll get to that on another video if we ever talk about that match as well. But I just want to put into concept, like, this was like when 2021 was coming about, and we were all sort of finally coming out of the pandemic stuff. This was refreshing. This was a great little story. I quite enjoyed it. It got GCW a lot of eyes on the product, being that they brought in the ex-WWE guy to a company that nobody thought he would go to. And I can imagine this being a lot of Matt Cardona's ideas as well. Just a crazy run. And I said, if you get a chance to go watch his match with Nick Gage, because the match itself was a fun match to watch, a good death match. But just for that infamous ending, I'm sure some of you have probably seen the pictures of it. But I would definitely go to watch that match. And maybe just check out, I would check out all the Instagram stuff that Matt Cardona was putting up at this point, because it was very, very funny. So yeah, that's me talking about a title run for once that I actually enjoyed instead of just particular matches. But hopefully I will be back again soon with another match recommendation videos. Obviously, leave your comments in the section of anything you want me to review, check out, watch, whatever, you know. I'm always looking for new content to run. There's plenty out there with professional wrestling. So yeah, anyways, you guys have a great day today, and I shall see you again in the next video.